If you keep getting urinary tract infections, even after antibiotics, there's a very specific reason why they keep coming back. And it has nothing to do with hygiene. Stay with me, because this changes everything. I know how exhausting it is. You treat the UTI, feel better for a few weeks, and then, it's back. The burning, the urgency, the trips to the bathroom every 20 minutes. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. The real problem is that most treatments only address the symptom, not the cause. Urinary tract infections are one of the most common bacterial infections worldwide. More than 50% of women will have at least one UTI in their lifetime, and about 25% of those women will go on to have recurrent infections, meaning 3 or more per year. That's millions of women stuck in a frustrating cycle of antibiotics, temporary relief, and then another infection. And here's the thing, the more antibiotics you take, the harder it becomes to break that cycle. The bacteria adapt. The good bacteria in your microbiome get wiped out. And your urinary tract becomes more vulnerable, not less. If that's happening to you, it's not bad luck. There's a real biological reason. Here's the part most doctors skip over. The bacteria responsible for most UTIs, E. coli, doesn't just float around randomly. It attaches itself to the walls of the bladder using tiny finger-like projections. Once it's attached, antibiotics can kill the active bacteria, but they often can't reach the ones hiding in the bladder wall lining. Those hidden bacteria can reactivate weeks later, and that's why your infection comes back. It never fully left. But there's more. Your bladder's first line of defense is a protective lining called the GAG layer, glycosaminoglycans. When this layer is healthy, bacteria literally cannot grip onto the bladder wall. But when it's damaged, by stress, diet, dehydration, or repeated infections, it becomes thin and porous. E. coli attaches easily. And the cycle begins again. So the root cause of recurrent UTIs isn't bad luck. It's a damaged bladder lining combined with a disrupted microbiome, and no antibiotic can fix that. What science is increasingly pointing to is a two-pronged approach, protecting the bladder wall and rebalancing the microbiome. D-Mannose is one of the most researched natural compounds for urinary health. It's a simple sugar that binds to E. coli bacteria, essentially coating them so they can no longer stick to your bladder wall. Instead of taking root, the bacteria get flushed out naturally when you urinate. A 2014 study published in the World Journal of Urology found that D-Mannose was as effective as antibiotics for preventing UTI recurrence, with none of the side effects. Probiotics, specifically lactobacillus strains, have also been shown to repopulate the urogenital microbiome, creating a natural barrier against harmful bacteria. Research from 2024 found that women who took probiotics alongside UTI treatment had a 75% lower recurrence rate compared to those who used antibiotics alone. Together, these approaches work with your body instead of against it. If you want to try this approach, here's what the research suggests. D-Mannose works best taken daily as a preventative, not just when you feel a UTI coming on. Around 500 mg to 2 grams per day is the typical range used in studies. You can find it in powder or capsule form. For probiotics, look for strains specifically studied for urinary health, like Lactobacillus rhamnosus and Lactobacillus reuteri. Consistency matters. Daily use over several weeks is when you start to see real differences. And of course, hydration. At least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day helps physically flush bacteria before they can establish a foothold. That said, if you want a convenient option that combines these ingredients with additional pelvic floor support in one formula, there's something I've been looking at. It's called FemiPro, and it's formulated specifically for women dealing with recurrent urinary and pelvic floor issues. It combines D-Mannose, probiotic strains, and additional botanicals targeted at the urogenital system. No prescription, no antibiotics, no cycle of side effects. I'll leave the link in the description so you can read more about it and see if it might be a good fit for you. If you've been struggling with recurring UTIs and nothing seems to fix them for good, I really hope this gave you some clarity on why, and what you can actually do about it. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe. I put out new videos on natural health approaches every week. Drop a comment below if you've tried D-Mannose or probiotics for UTIs. I'd love to hear what worked for you. See you in the next one.